In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use ChatGPT so well that it feels illegal. Now, the difference between a beginner ChatGPT user versus an intermediate or advanced user is actually extremely big. And my whole goal with this video is to teach you exactly how you should be using ChatGPT to take advantage of all its functions. There are so many new features, and I see a lot of people still using ChatGPT the old way. So I promise you, if you watch this video from beginning to end, you'll leave a much better user. I use ChatGPT every single day, and I'll show you guys all my tricks and exactly how I use it to make my life so much better. Seriously, you guys, ChatGPT has helped me out so much, and I really just hope that everyone can learn how to use it properly. So let's get started. So number one is ChatGPT can see things now. And this means that we can actually upload photos and screenshots directly to the ChatGPT chat. So if you come here and click on the plus, you can click on add photos and files, and we can directly upload a photo that we take or a screenshot or anything. The cool thing with this is that we can actually ask ChatGPT to analyze these images. So for example, this one is a picture of a bunch of watermelons at a grocery store. And I can literally ask it, hey, ChatGPT, which is the best watermelon? Which one's the most sweet? And so this is one of the first things I tell people when they ask me how to use ChatGPT better. I tell them you should know that you can upload images and have it analyze those for you. So I'll ask it, which watermelon here is the best one to get? So according to this, the fourth watermelon from the bottom left corner, second row from the bottom, stands out as the best. I can even have it pointed out for me, and it's going to actually generate an image. So we'll talk more about image generation later on in this video. But yeah, there are so many use cases with this. You can upload a picture of your math homework and tell it, hey, for number 5, how do you solve this problem? Can you explain it to me? You can take a picture of the contents of your fridge and be like, hey, what recipe can I make using these ingredients? You could take a selfie and ask it, hey, what shoes would match this outfit the best that costs under $50? It's really cool because before ChatGPT couldn't see things, but now we can upload images directly to the chat. So definitely make sure you're using this feature, because if you're not, you're missing out on a lot of the capabilities. I could even ask it something like, what car is this? And telling me it's a Lamborghini Sian Roadster. So it can actually identify objects. So if you take a picture of a plant that you don't know, you can be like, what is this? I actually do this a lot. I use ChatGPT to identify things by taking a picture of it and then uploading it to the chat. 2, ChatGPT is a data nerd. So what I mean by this is you can actually upload big files and documents directly to ChatGPT and have it read it and analyze it for you. So instead of, let's say, reading through a 20-page contract that a company sends you, you can just upload that document directly to ChatGPT and ask it something like, hey, are there any things on this contract I should be aware of? Can you point them out? And it's going to do a superb job at doing that. You can upload PDFs, CSVs. You can even upload documents directly from Google Drive. ChatGPT is extremely good at sifting through large amounts of data and text and being able to analyze it for you. So this will definitely save you a ton of time, especially if you deal with a lot of information documents, right? Let's say you are renting a new apartment. They give you a 20-page lease contract. You can just upload this file directly into ChatGPT and ask it for anything that stands out that you should be aware of. It's going to read that document in seconds and give you a great analysis of it. Another way you can use it is you can upload a bank statement and basically have it create like a spending pie chart for you. So yes, it can generate charts, graphs, all that stuff. You no longer need to do this manually in Excel. You can even upload a whole textbook chapter to ChatGPT and tell it, summarize this in 5 bullet points and then quiz me on it with 10 different questions. One really interesting way that I have used it recently is for investment analysis. So if I get sent some type of pitch deck, I'll basically just upload it to ChatGPT, have it analyze it, and tell me what it ranks the deal. Of course, I still need to do my own due diligence, but it's a great starting place and it saves me a lot of time. It can even rate how good it thinks that investment is on a scale. So yeah, make sure you guys are doing this. It's going to save you hours and hours of your time. So just to show you guys this, I'm going to upload this example spreadsheet with some sample data to ChatGPT. I'm going to ask it, what is the average order amount and which regions tend to have higher average order amount? So now it's going to analyze it. I'm currently using the 4.0 model, but if I really want to ask some like more advanced questions, I'd probably switch to the 0.3 model, but this should be good enough for now. So it's going to give us the average order amount by region. And as you can see, the average across regions is $456.46. And of course, the central region has the highest average spend. Let me do another one right here. I'm going to upload the salary guide that my company Paired made, and I'll ask it, how much should I expect to spend on a book bookkeeper in Indonesia. So now it's going to read the salary guide in this PDF that I uploaded and actually give us a very clear answer. So between $1,000 and $1,200 per month full-time. This basically makes digesting information a lot more efficient. You can have it summarize the whole document. You can ask it very specific questions. And yeah, if you guys actually use this, it's going to save you hours and hours. So the next feature in ChatGPT that you should really understand how to use is using projects. So if I click on plus new project right here, I'm going to call this one, let's say wedding planning. And basically what a project is it keeps chats, files, and custom instructions all in one place. So everything that I want to do when it comes to wedding planning is going to be in this specific project. It's going to remember everything. It's going to have a lot of context and just going to keep everything very organized. So as you can see, now we can start a chat in wedding planning. We can of course add photos and files. What you guys can do is upload an itinerary, any documents you already have. You can add project files right here. And this is all going to help with the context of the answers that ChatGPT gives you. We can also add custom instructions. So that's basically going to instruct ChatGPT on how to actually answer. So basically what I recommend using projects for is very specific things that you want to have ongoing chats in. If you're starting a new business, what I would do is create a new project for that business. Do all your brainstorming in there, do all your, ChatGPT stuff for that business within that project. This is going to make sure that your ChatGPT dashboard is way more organized and save you a ton of headache. So you're smart for wanting to learn AI, but did you know that you can also use AI to build a website? If you've seen any of my content, you know that I preach the fact that everyone should have a website if they want to make more money. So I'll put a link below to Hostinger's AI website builder that costs under $3 a month. And yes, I use Hostinger myself to build and host close to a dozen websites. It's my go-to platform for website building and hosting, and all you guys need to try it out. With Hostinger, you can create and host up to 50 websites for just $3 to $4 per month. So for me, it's a total no-brainer. One plan for all my websites, basically. So their AI website builder practically builds the entire site for you in minutes, and there's no coding required. You can customize it with your resume, your products portfolio, or whatever else you want to showcase. Plus, you get access to professionally designed themes, a free domain, and more. So if you guys are serious about using AI, try it and make your own website in about 5 minutes. I mean, building websites has really helped me get to where I am today. To get this exclusive pricing, just click the link below to head to this landing page, choose your plan and duration, and get started. I'd recommend the business plan for most of you, and don't forget to use code CharlieChang at checkout for another limited time discount. Happy website building, and thanks to Hostinger for sponsoring this video and giving my audience such a great deal on hosting. Okay, so the next way I use ChatGPT almost every single day is as a writer. ChatGPT is a very, very strong writer, and if you're not using it for your writing tasks, you're wasting a lot of time. For example, if I were to write a letter to my landlord asking for a reduction in rent, I can have ChatGPT write that letter for me. All I would do is give it a bunch of context in a paragraph and then be like, hey, can you help me write a paragraph? The more specific you are in your instructions, the better the first draft. And from there on, you can give it tweaks. You can have it rewrite multiple copies, or you can just take the text it gives you and finish it yourself. Sometimes I'll receive an email, I'll copy and paste that email into ChatGPT and ask, how should I respond to this? Maybe give it some context on how I would respond, and then it will create an email. You can really dictate how the finished text comes out in terms of style. So that all comes down to the instructions that you give it, right? You can make it be extremely formal. You can make it extremely casual. You might look at something you wrote and be like, this is way too long. ChatGPT, can you help me condense this? And so yeah, I like to think of ChatGPT as a really great writer that I have access to 24/7. If you write a lot of text in your life, which I think a lot of us do, this should save you hours and hours per week. So the next really great way to use ChatGPT, this is something I do every single day, is using it as basically like a voice assistant. I like to talk to it like Jarvis. So to do this, you'll need to make sure that you have the ChatGPT app, which I highly recommend getting. All you do is open the app, and then when you open up a chat, you'll click on this microphone button right here, and it's going to listen to you and actually transcribe the exact things you're saying into text. That way you don't need to type everything and you can just say everything instead. I find this is a lot more natural, and it allows me to use it on the go while driving, and it's just a lot faster than manually typing it yourself. So once I'm done talking, I'll click on this check button right here. It's going to transcribe it. And of course, you'll just click on this button to submit it to the chat. Let me show you guys again how to actually use this like in an actual way. What is 5 times 7? Upload. 5 times 7 is 35. So as I'm going through my day, day, if I have questions, if I want some information, if I, even want to take a picture, I can do it all from my phone. You guys should absolutely be doing this. This just means that ChatGPT is basically in your pocket, accessible 24 hours a day, and just really going to increase the frequency in which you use it. I also like to have ChatGPT as a separate app on my computer that's always on the corner. This makes it top of mind. So if anything comes up, I can just be like, oh, I'll just use ChatGPT for this. Otherwise, sometimes I'll forget that I have ChatGPT. And then after manually doing the task, I'll realize, dang, I could have saved a lot of time by just putting that into ChatGPT. So the next way that you guys absolutely need to use ChatGPT is to help you with learning. I'm a big believer that you should always be a student, no matter how old you are. I'm constantly learning. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've been able to be, somewhat successful. And yeah, I use my own ChatGPT as a personal tutor all the time. So for example, if you are trying to learn a new language, ChatGPT can actually be a fantastic tutor. Now I have an actual tutor I see 2 times a week for an hour each time. But after that, I use ChatGPT to actually help me learn the words that I learned in the lessons. It's actually a lot more powerful than most people think. So let me show you guys an example. If I come here to the plus button, I'm going to actually upload a file. So this is some of my Chinese vocabulary that I've learned. I'll click on open. Okay, so you're my Chinese tutor. Can you help test me on some of these words? If I don't know it, give me a brief lesson on what it is and how to use it. So it's going to be able to actually access the Excel file, which is really cool. And now it's literally testing me on this. So this means grammar. I spelled grammar wrong, but there we have it. Grammar. Next word, go tone. Okay, so I know what this means, but I'm just going to say something that, it doesn't make sense. So let's say dog. So that's not right. So now going to tell me, like, give me a quick lesson on what it means. And it's going to show me how to actually use that in a sentence. So this is extremely effective when it comes to learning. You guys can get really creative with how you use ChatGPT to learn things. It goes way beyond just learning a language. It could be any type of skill, any type of like info from a book. There's literally nothing you can't learn from ChatGPT. Of course, for some stuff, you actually have to go out there and do it. Otherwise, you won't retain it. But man, I have learned so much from ChatGPT. It's insane. So hopefully you guys are able to use this function every single day. Okay, the next cool way to use ChatGPT is to actually use it to generate images. Now, I already covered how to use it to analyze images that we upload, but the cool thing is that ChatGPT has really great image generation function as well. So let me show you guys how that works. Let's open up a new chat. So generate an image of an acai bowl sitting on a picnic table on the beach. Make it 9 by 16 dimension and have it look really realistic. So some of the ways you can use this are to generate posters, right? Generate flyers. We can generate images that we can use on your website. Instead of going out there and finding free stock images that match what you're looking for, you can actually just use ChatGPT to generate it. As of right now, ChatGPT is not the best at generating text on your image. So it might take a few tries to get it right. I've seen some posters and banners and stuff like that with text that actually look really good. If you're doing an event, you can create flyers, postcards, whatever it is. And even if the text doesn't work that well in ChatGPT, you can just create the image first and then use a separate software to add the text in. All right, so as you can see, it's generated this image. It actually looks really good, and it's always going to get better, you guys. Like if you compare the images that ChatGPT is generating right now versus 6 months ago, the difference is pretty big. It's just going to get better and better. Of course, we can tweak this image if you want. We can say, hey, make it cloudy. Hey, make the wood a little bit more light colored, whatever it is. We can say, add some more strawberries. Yeah, you can basically tweak this image as much as you want. What we can actually also do is do something interesting like this. So I have a picture of my car and a set of wheels, and I can actually have it generate a render. So I can say, generate an image of this car with the silver wheels. I want to see what it looks like if I bought these wheels. Don't change the image of the car at all. Replace the wheels. Cool. Let's see what that does. Again, you can get infinitely creative with this. You can have it generate a picture of this car in anime style. You can have it change out the background completely. We can add in clouds to the sky. Okay, so it's done creating this image. So as you can see, it's pretty solid. These aren't the exact wheels that I uploaded, and it's a little bit warped. I also changed this up a little bit, but I have a pretty solid idea of what the car would look like with like silver rims like this. So yeah, using it to combine different images to create different renders, it's a great way to use ChatGPT. This is actually a pretty bad render for what I've seen, but maybe I just needed to give it better images. Okay, another feature that I want to cover in ChatGPT is Sora. And Sora is really cool because it actually allows you to generate images and videos from your text. So you do need to create a Sora account. It's part of ChatGPT, but these are some of the sample images that have been created. We can also look at some sample videos that have been generated. It's really insane, and it's getting better and better every single day, like by a lot. So I guarantee you in about 1 year, it's going to be really hard to tell the difference between AI generated video versus real video. Now, whatever implications that has on the world, I don't know exactly, but it is going to be pretty crazy. I'm not going to go into this too much, but essentially you just describe your image or describe your video that you want to create. You select the aspect ratio and then you click enter. Another thing you guys need to know is GPTs. So I think this is only on the paid plan, but if you come here, you can see these are basically custom versions of ChatGPT with these custom instructions and directions that do specific things, right? So we can see there's writing GPTs, there's a bunch of productivity GPTs, research and analysis GPTs. And so if there's a specific function that you want ChatGPT to do, it may actually be better to use one of these GPTs rather than creating your own set of instructions, since these are usually made by professionals, right? They have a lot of context, they might have better instructions, they might have better information. And so you guys should definitely know that, like, hey, if there is some type of a task you want, you can browse or search for certain GPTs here. For example, if I want a GPT to help me make YouTube titles, I can come to any of these. This one, let's go ahead and with this one, we'll click on start chat, and that's going to create a new chat with this GPT. And of course, we can just do the same thing where we're like, hey, help me create this title, help me create 3 variations of it. Yeah, whatever it is you want. Okay, the next way that you guys need to use ChatGPT is thinking of it as like a service provider. So I'm talking like a lawyer, a CPA, a tax advisor, consultant, lead gen expert, whatever it is. You basically now have all these experts directly within ChatGPT. So for me, I have a chat where I basically ask ChatGPT a bunch of tax strategy questions. I have it design different entity structures for me. I give it a ton of context, a ton of information about my current like net worth, financials, businesses, stuff like that. And I have it create like custom strategies for me that it thinks could do really well. Now, obviously, does this replace a full tax strategist? Probably not, but I can assure you I'm learning so much about tax strategy by doing this. And all I need to do now is go to a tax strategist or a CPA, see if these things are actually implementable, and just do some due diligence on the information it gives me. Same thing with any law documents, right? You can have ChatGPT draft legal notices, letters. You can have it interpret different legal notices. And being in the content space, I get a lot of contracts from brands. So I always think of ChatGPT as a lawyer. I upload the file of the contract and I have it analyze it for me. From there on, I'm able to actually pitch these changes directly to the brand. So that's like a direct use case of thinking of ChatGPT as a lawyer. A lot of these services are extremely expensive to hire. So ChatGPT, it saves you so much money. And it's crazy to think that a lot of people are still not using it as like a service provider like this, because it can literally do all this for you. So now I want to talk a little bit more about some of the different models just to get a little bit more complex. Now, for almost all searches, the O model is going to be probably your best bet. Depending on when you're watching this video, the number might be different since it changes all the time. As of right now, we're on 4.0. And yeah, it's great for most tasks that don't require extreme advanced reasoning. Now, if I need a lot of reasoning, that's when I'm going to use the O3 model or the OX model, whatever the number is. I rarely use these ones. This one is a bit faster at advanced reasoning, but if I need that advanced reasoning, I'm okay waiting a bit longer. And of course, there are other ones too. I just don't use those. Let me switch to O3 reasoning and let me show you guys what can do. So analyze the top 3 growing stocks within the last 3 months. These need to be in the S&P 500, so bigger companies. See what analysts are saying and generate a PDF report going over the findings. Please rate each of the stocks based on a bunch of factors so I can decide which to buy. Obviously, I'm not going to just look at what it says and buy it, but this is going to be a very helpful report that it can generate for me. And since we're using more advanced reasoning, I'm going to use the O3 model. I'm also going to turn on the deep research. And for the sources, we're going to use web search so it can actually search the web. As you can see, you can actually connect a bunch of different things like your Gmail, your Dropbox, and this can actually give it a lot more context. You can get pretty crazy with the types of research and things you can create with ChatGPT. If it has access to your company financials and all that stuff, you can have it generate P&L statements, a bunch of really cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and click on submit. It's going to ask me some context questions. So let's say appreciation only to cool. So I'm going to answer those questions. And I really like it when it asks these types of questions because it definitely gives you a better report based on your answers. Deep research queries actually usually take quite a long time. So I'm not going to wait for this to actually create the report. Just know that this is definitely something you guys should be doing. It's like having a research analyst on hand 24/7. And it's just so cool that I can do something like this. We can even do something like this with deep research, analyze and compare the top cameras between $1,000 to $2,000, as well as the best lenses to pair with those cameras. Also include best use cases and who each camera/lens is for. So we can literally have it create a report on this. And yeah, it's basically like a VA or executive assistant that's always working for you. It's really, really cool. And of course, if you just want to use ChatGPT for normal search, it's great at that. I'd say that for really simple answers or current events, I actually still prefer to use Google search. But if I want a summary or anything that's a little bit more analysis driven, then I'm going to use ChatGPT for sure. So as you can see, there are so many cool ways in which you can use ChatGPT to enhance your life. I think when it comes down to it, you just need to treat ChatGPT as the smartest person in the world. Someone that knows literally any skill, any information, and also be willing to actually use it. Treat it as if you pay it, let's say $1 million per year. Because I think a lot of people, they sort of take it for granted. They know ChatGPT could do stuff, but they don't always use it. Hopefully this video can really encourage you to actually use it a lot, because the more you use it, the more you learn, the more efficient and productive your life is. And that's really what AI is all about. Treat it like the smartest employee in the world that works for you 24/7, because yeah, it really can do anything. Hopefully you guys got some value from this video. Hopefully this inspires you to use ChatGPT more. Definitely download the app on your phone. And whether or not you have the free or paid plan, there is so much functionality. And I just want you guys to all live a more efficient life, and AI can definitely do that for you. If you got any value from the video, make sure to hit that like button, comment. And if you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to subscribe as well. I do a ton of videos that basically teach you guys how to live your most financially successful life. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.